Hey guys, welcome back to the Thomann Bedroom Producer channel. My name's Clodagh, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Xjam MIDI controller by ESI. So what exactly is the Xjam? It's an extremely portable and versatile MIDI controller connectable through USB-C and compatible with all major DAWs. The ESI Xjam has two outputs that you can connect to other MIDI controllers and pedals, such as sustain pedals, or just right into your computer. In the box, you get the Xjam hardware, and it comes with a USB-A to USB-C cable. The Xjam also comes with a software bundle with Bitwig Studio 8, Wavelab, and Cubasis included to help you get started on your beat-making journey. So what is the build quality like? The top of the controller is made from aluminium and the undercarriage is made from plastic, meaning it feels really nice and sturdy whilst also remaining light and portable. For your inputs, it has both a USB-C port to plug into your laptop and a 1/4" thread on the back so you can fix it to a mic or laptop stand if you're looking to use the Xjam when performing live, which is a really cool touch. It's got a 4x4 pad matrix, forming a total of 16 individually programmable pads and 6 endless encoders, which are these knobs up here on the left. The pads can be programmed to play drums, melodies, loops, and these knobs can be assigned to mixing levels or different effects. Without further ado, let's try it out. So whilst using the Xjam for a while, these are some of my takeaways. Firstly, the pads are definitely one of my favourite things about this controller. They have polyphonic aftertouch and they respond really well to different dynamics, which is really the most important thing for me when looking at any sort of MIDI controller or drum pad. You can also visually see the velocities on these pads depending on how hard you hit them. When you hit the pad with different force, it will either show you a green, orange or red light. This allows you to work more closely with the MIDI controller as all the feedback information is right under your fingertips, which is something that's not available on higher end controllers like the Machine Micro. As I mentioned earlier, the Xjam is compatible with all major DAWs, including Ableton Live, FL Studio, Logic, and I found that it was really easy to connect to any DAW. You literally just plug it in and play. The Xjam comes with 48 user programmable scene presets, rather than the typical 16, which can be recalled instantly. So with these different scenes and pad banks, you can change these on the controller itself or on the Xjam editor, which I'll show you in a minute. But with the pad banks, I've got my first bank loaded up, which is a drum kit, and then you just click this pad bank button here and it switches to your next pad bank, and then your third bank, which is my bass sound. So this is really cool. You can switch between these quickly when you're playing. You can see that I've mapped out on Ableton which instrument will be with which channel. So you can do channel 1, channel 2 and channel 3, and then if you arm them all, that's how you can switch between them on the controller. And you can change between your different scene banks by holding these two down together as well. The sky is really the limit with the 48 programmable scenes. You can assign different effects, different sounds to each pad, which can really help you with your live performances and keep them really interesting. And the Xjam editor, which you can download on ESI's website, gives you complete control when customizing the pads to your needs. My favourite part is being able to adjust the velocity curves, and as you can see on here, you can even draw in the velocities that you want each pad to have, which I think is pretty cool. The pads, which are sensitive to both velocity and pressure, are perfect for performing virtual instruments live on stage. Additionally, they do provide aftertouch functionality, like I mentioned, which can really elevate your freedom to control it the way you prefer, whether you're performing live or in the studio. A setting I really like to use is the repeat function. You can make really interesting patterns, especially with things like hi-hats and synths, with just one press of a button. You can also change the speed of the repeat on the pad as well. So if you go into setup and just click on division, and then these 8 pads down the bottom will decide how fast the repeat is. So the one I just used was pretty quick. And if we go down here, it'll be... I just wanted to give a quick size comparison of the Xjam next to my MK3 Micro and my Akai MPK Mini. It's definitely a lot smaller than those controllers, but honestly this is something that I really like. With so many producers and musicians on the go, it's really handy to have a controller that can fit right into your backpack and won't take up too much room on your desk either. I also found that the pads were the perfect size for me as well. I've got slightly small hands, but I honestly think that they're the perfect size for any producer. Because the pads are a bit smaller than other controllers, you can reach the pads with one hand, which is something that I really like. However, there are a couple of slight drawbacks I encountered when using this controller. Firstly, there's quite a steep learning curve when first getting to grips with using the controller. The UI is not very descriptive right out of the box, and it will take you a bit of time to get used to the layout and functionality. This might be a slight issue for beginners when first getting used to the controller. However, after a few hours of using it, I began to get to grips with the unique and intuitive design, and being able to change the parameters easily on your door and computer allows you to customize the controller to whatever you're comfortable with. As this is an entry-level controller, there are also some slight sacrifices when it comes to build quality. With the knobs, you can't tell when you've hit full velocity on the actual drum pad, but you can see it on the screen, which is a minor issue, but just something I thought I'd point out. That being said, I can't say I've encountered a more responsive controller at this price range, and I'll definitely be adding it to my MIDI controller collection. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on this MIDI controller and whether it's something you would use. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Peace.